53% of British people now think Brexit is going badly, poll says, after empty shelves and fuel shortages hit the UK.
Here's a summary of the article.
A majority of British people think Brexit is going badly, a poll has suggested, after a summer of supply chain issues making life difficult for many in the UK. The YouGov poll, conducted and published on Wednesday, is the first to suggest a majority of Brits believe Brexit is going badly since the polling company started asking in January, the end of a transition period after the UK left the EU. Its backdrop was rolling supply chain issues that have seen empty shelves in some supermarkets and widespread shortages at gas stations. Some commentators have blamed the issues on Brexit, but the rest of Europe is also facing a shortage in truck drivers, the BBC noted. The previous poll, conducted on June 21, suggested only 38% of British people thought Brexit is going badly. The intervening months have seen supply chain issues exacerbated by the effects of the pandemic, as supermarkets and fuel suppliers struggle with a shortage of truck drivers, often called heavy goods vehicle drivers in the UK. The shortage of HGV drivers has not been helped by Brexit, making it harder for European drivers to transport goods in the UK. But the shortage is mainly driven by the pandemic limiting HGV driver training, changes to tax rules, and shifts in the economy as former drivers find new jobs, the BBC reported. None of the YouGov polls survey people from Northern Ireland, which is suffering from serious supply chain failures in supermarkets as a result of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Northern Ireland continues to follow EU rules on product standards to avoid checks on the border between Ireland and Northern Ireland, but this has led to customs checks on some products from England, Scotland, and Wales. Unionist parties, which support the relationship between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK, have called for the reform of the Northern Ireland Protocol.
This post received a score of 41,000, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
YouGov surveyed 6,546 adults from Great Britain. It found that 18% of those polled thought Brexit has been going well since the start of the year.
I want to show each and every one of this. It should be printed out and left on a desert island, then we can airdrop them to it.
Why is this newspaper shouting at me? Right? Is this a British thing? It's a tabloid thing.
But the British tabloids are particularly shouty and aggressive. The Sun, the Daily Mail etc. They are in fact, quite obnoxious. In the US, the TV news is obnoxious, but the news sites are not so bad. It's the opposite in the UK. Generally speaking.
Ban the SN. Justice for the 96. 98.
I want to speak to the 47% to find out why they think it's going okay.
I think it's 22% without opinion and the rest is thinking it's going okay.
I think people always dismiss the fact that there is a chunk of any population that just doesn't pay attention to anything except themselves. Some because they are poor and the only thing they are focused on is surviving, some because they just don't care.
It's not as cloudy today, so Brexit must be going okay.
I beg your pardon. It's pouring out here. Must be a new batch of immigrants approaching.
Just like the Japanese have the divine wind that stopped the Mongolian invasion, so too does the UK have divine rain.
Can't be divine with the UK, has to infernal rain.
Nah, it's going exactly as expected, predicted and intended.
It actually kind of is, even from the opposite perspective. One of the points of Brexit was that a lot of jobs didn't pay a reasonable wage or offer reasonable terms because companies could always import foreign labor. The poorest parts of the EU have wages which are 5 times lower than the richest parts, so there was always a pressure valve so that companies didn't have to increase wages or improve conditions for lower wage workers in rich countries. The economy will become less efficient because goods can't be moved so smoothly due to increased red tape, and moving things will become more expensive, but driver wages and conditions will improve.
I know. I wasn't joking.
This is what happens when you hold a national vote to decide the fate of your future, and probably 80% of the people polled don't know squat about diplomacy and treaties.
Or even where the stuff in the shops comes from.
Even those who work in affected industries didn't think about the big picture. This florist, who has been operating for 33 years and clearly understands the dynamics of import, export, didn't think about the impact to his business and he voted to leave. Well, now the hens are coming home to roost and everyone will unfortunately reap the seeds sown by pro-leave.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.